What happens when you strip away everything and eat only meat, nothing else, for an entire year? No bread, no rice, no vegetables, no fruit, just meat for 365 days. Does your body adapt and thrive or slowly fall apart? Some people who've done this report feeling better than ever, clearer skin, more energy, less inflammation. Others have ended up in the hospital. So what's actually happening inside your body? Day 1. You eat steak for breakfast. Your body doesn't panic. It's seen protein and fat before. You feel full, maybe more satisfied than usual, because fat and protein are incredibly satiating. Day 2, your digestive system starts noticing something. Normally, fiber moves food through your intestines and feeds your gut bacteria. But now, there's no fiber. Those bacteria start to quiet down. Bowel movements slow. You might feel a little backed up. That's normal when fiber disappears. Day 3, your body is still running on leftover glucose from your last carb-heavy meal, but that supply is nearly gone, and your body realizes no more carbs are coming. Day 4, your liver starts turning protein into glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis, literally new glucose creation. You might feel foggy and tired. Your brain runs on glucose, and right now, supply is tight. Day 5, here's where it gets interesting. Your liver also starts breaking down fat into molecules called ketones, an alternate fuel source your brain can actually run on. You're entering ketosis. Your breath might smell metallic or fruity. That's acetone leaving through your lungs. You're literally breathing out fat breakdown. Day 6, you feel weird, lightheaded, low energy. This is the keto flu. Your body switching from burning sugar to burning fat. Your electrolytes are shifting. You're peeing more. You might get headaches and feel irritable. This is the roughest stretch. Week 2, your gut is going through a quiet revolution. Bacteria that fed on fiber are dying off, while bacteria that feed on protein and fat are multiplying. Your microbiome is reshaping itself. Some researchers think this shift reduces inflammation. Others worry that losing fiber-eating bacteria could damage your colon lining long-term. Right now, your body is too busy adapting to show you which way it'll go. Week 3, your energy is stable. Ketones are fueling your brain efficiently. But here's what you can't feel yet. Your cholesterol is probably rising. When you eat a lot of animal fat, your liver produces more LDL, the bad cholesterol. In some people, it skyrockets. In others, it stays manageable. Nobody knows exactly why the response is so individual. Week 4, 1 month in, you're eating no vitamin C. Sailors used to get scurvy from this, bleeding gums, weakness, loss of teeth, but you're probably fine. Why? Because glucose and vitamin C compete for the same receptors in your cells. No glucose means even the tiny bit of vitamin C in muscle meat gets absorbed efficiently. Your body is stretching its resources. You're also getting no fiber, which feeds the bacteria that produce compounds protecting your colon lining. Some researchers think colon risk goes up over time without it, but the data on humans doing this for a full year is limited. You're in biological territory that isn't fully mapped. Month 2, your kidneys are working harder. All that protein breaks down into nitrogen waste they have to filter. For healthy kidneys, the data suggests they adapt. But adapt doesn't mean no consequences. It means they're coping. Your liver is also putting in overtime, making glucose from protein, making ketones from fat, processing all the cholesterol from your diet. Most people's liver enzymes stay normal. Some people's shoot up. It depends on your genetics, your previous diet, your activity level. Month 3. Your mood might actually be stable, possibly better than before. Ketones have a neurological effect. Some studies suggest they reduce anxiety and improve focus. Without blood sugar spikes and crashes, your mood follows a steadier line. But quietly, you might be losing bone density. Meat doesn't have a lot of calcium, and high protein intake increases calcium excretion through urine. Over time, that could weaken bones, though you won't feel it yet. Month 4. Your thyroid might be slowing down slightly. Your body produces a hormone called T3 that controls metabolism, and it runs more efficiently with some carbs around. Without them, T3 may drop. You might feel a little colder, a little sluggish in the afternoon. Your body is being conservative, slowing things down to match the fuel it has. Month 5. Your LDL cholesterol has probably climbed. For some people, it doubles. Doctors worry, and rightfully so. But here's where it gets complicated. Not all LDL is the same. Some particles damage artery walls. Others mostly float harmlessly. Some research suggests that without high blood sugar and inflammation, elevated LDL may not be as dangerous. But that's still debated. The honest answer is, we don't know what happens to your heart over decades of this. What we do know, your triglycerides usually drop on a zero-carb diet, a good sign, and your HDL, the good cholesterol, often goes up, so your lipid panel is a mixed bag. Month 6, halfway. If you've stuck with it this long, you probably feel pretty normal. Not superhuman, not broken, just adapted. Your body has fully switched fuel sources, running on fat and protein like a car converted to a different fuel. It works, it's just not what the manufacturer originally designed for. And here's the part nobody expects. You might actually be missing vegetables. Not physically, psychologically. Humans are omnivores. We like variety. The sensory experience of eating starts to feel flat. A lot of long-term carnivore dieters say the hardest part isn't biology, it's the boredom. Month 7. Your muscles are probably fine, maybe even better if you're eating enough protein and lifting weights. But your endurance may have taken a hit. Without carbs, your body can't restock glycogen in muscles quickly. If you're a runner or cyclist, you're probably slower. You've traded explosive power for steady, slower endurance. Month 8. Reality check. If you haven't been eating organ meats, you might be deficient in certain micronutrients by now. Vitamin A if you're skipping liver, vitamin E without fatty fish, magnesium and potassium, which are abundant in plants and sparse in muscle meat. Your body has reserves, but they're not infinite. It depends entirely on what cuts you're eating. Month 9. There's a compound called butyrate that your colon cells love, produced when gut bacteria ferment fiber. You're not making it anymore. Some researchers worry this could damage the colon lining over time, possibly raising cancer risk decades later. Others point to the Inuit and traditional cultures that ate almost no plant fiber for generations, without high colon cancer rates. The truth is, we don't have good long-term data. You're in the gap between theory and evidence. Months 10 and 11. Your immune system may be behaving differently. Some people report getting sick less, maybe because inflammation is down, maybe because they've cut sugars that feed bad bacteria. But you're also missing plant compounds like polyphenols and antioxidants that help regulate immune responses. Whether that matters short-term is unclear.
Your skin might look different too. Some people clear up completely, no acne, no redness. Others find their skin gets dry, missing the variety of fats and micronutrients from a broader diet. Your body's largest organ is showing you in real time how it's adapting. Month 12. 1 full year. Here's the truth. Your body adapted. It had to. And in many ways, remarkably well. You didn't starve, you didn't collapse, your brain found fuel. Your muscles stayed intact. Triglycerides, inflammation, blood sugar stability probably improved. If you were overweight, you likely lost fat. But here's what you gave up. Diversity, fiber, a wide spectrum of vitamins and protective plant compounds. The long-term effects of losing those things don't show up in a year. They show up in 5 years, 10, 20. We don't have enough data on humans eating only meat for decades to say confidently what happens. What the research we do have shows is this. Humans are incredibly adaptable. We survived ice ages eating mostly meat. We thrived in the tropics eating mostly plants. We flourished in coastal regions eating mostly fish. Our bodies are flexible enough to run on wildly different fuel sources. But flexibility doesn't mean every option is equally optimal. It just means we can survive it. The people who do best long-term on carnivore are usually people who had serious issues with plant foods, autoimmune flares, digestive chaos, severe inflammation. For them, this isn't optimization, it's relief. And in that context, it can be life-changing. But for most people, the question isn't whether you can live on only meat, it's whether you should. And that depends on what you're trying to fix, what you're willing to risk, and how much you trust in complete science. Your body doesn't run on ideology, it runs on chemistry. It will adapt to almost anything you give it because survival is its first priority. But adaptation isn't the same as thriving. And just because you can force your body into a new metabolic state doesn't mean that state is better for you long term. There's no single way humans are supposed to eat. We're adaptation machines. We survived because we could eat anything. The cost of that flexibility is that we have to choose, and every choice is a trade-off. Your body will do its best with whatever you give it. The question is whether you're paying attention to what it's quietly giving up along the way.